Oh, sorry, I didn't say Wanstead. So as you can see behind me, I am outside of White City Station. We're continuing on from where we last finished off when I ran from West Ruislip over to, well, White City. Today I'm going to be finishing at Snaresbrook, so it's about 26 kilometres in total. And then we're going to drop down to Leytonstone and then run from Leytonstone over to Wanstead. Not only is it a 2-in-1 special, but it will also result in us completing the Central Line. Which is crazy to think about. We shall get started. I'm going to count us down. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So Shepherd's Bush Station, we are 1 kilometre and 18 in, and 7 minutes have elapsed. But that's not what I wanted. When passing Shepherd's Bush, it is literally a straight line all the way from here to Bank. So we'll see how busy it is. If you've ever ran through central London, you will know just how much of an absolute nightmare it is. Just arrived at Holland Park. Let's keep moving. So we're only 2 kilometres in and I'm already sweating like a mother. So there's not like an actual station built of the Notting Hill Gate, but Notting Hill Gate. Let's move on. Queensway Station. Tick. Pretty much this whole stretch until Bank. It's just going to be one station after the other, so I'm not really going to waste your time with documenting what's in between. Marble Arch. On street. All I can smell at the minute is just like aftershave. And it's really nauseating. Oxford Circus, I've got station building just there behind me. And we're 6.9 kilometres in. So the station building just there will be the Elizabeth Line station for Tottenham Court Road. So the more you know. Speaking of Tottenham Court Road, Tottenham Court Road and 7.66 kilometres in. Holborn Station, and we've got 17.1 kilometres remaining. Chancery Lane, so because Chancery Lane doesn't have a station building, at least not one I've seen, the subway sign will have to do. St Paul's, 10 kilometres and 27 in. And then next stop is, I believe, Bank. And then that's when it gets confusing. If you've ever had this problem, let me know. Being around the Bank area, my watch had just completely buggered because it couldn't find like a proper GPS signal. So it was a bit of a mess. Not ideal. So this street here is just called Poultry. The hell is that all about? So 10.92 k's in, we are at Bank. Liverpool Street Station, 11.65 kilometres in total so far. So around here is about the halfway point. I know it's not entirely accurate, so I'm going to grab some water and then we'll keep moving. .72 kilometres in, we are at BETHNAL Green, and then next up we have Mile End, Stratford, Leytonstone, and then Snaresbrook. But we haven't got too long left, so this next bit shouldn't be too bad. And getting from here to Mile End, you do actually pass through Leyland Park, which has a fantastic parkrun. It's actually my local one, so alright, let's head over to Mireland. It's handy because a part of this route does actually follow the same path of Mireland parkrun. It's pretty handy. Mireland, 16.66 k's have passed so far, and then it's a straight road again from here to Stratford. It's very hot. I wish there was more shade. It's been running in like the glaring sun all day. So we're starting to make the approach onto Stratford. Thankfully, like this bit, I'm not gonna lie, it's just really boring. There's not really much to see along here, other than when you pass like canals and rivers and that, but yeah, other than that, it's just really boring. Stratford station, 20.05 kilometres. I'm very thirsty, I'm gonna have a drink. It's so hot and humid today, my god. Leytonstone, 22.19 k's. I'm hitting a bit of a wall at the minute, so I've got 2 stations left. So I've got Leytonstone and then Snaresbrook, and then the little section from Leytonstone to Wanstead, and that is the central line completed. Whew. All right. Here we are, Leytonstone station, 23.97 k's. One more station left, and then we have a little breather, and then we're going to be back here, heading over to Wanstead. We're 25 kilometres into the run, and this is now the first time that I've come across running on grass. What a relief. It's this final stretch now, and that's it. For the first bit anyway. So here we are at Snaresbrook, our last stop for now. So that was 26.04 kilometres and 3 hours, 1 minute and 38 seconds. That's a hard bit done. So we've only got one section left now, and that's from Leytonstone over to Wanstead. I don't know if there's a quicker way to get there. I mean, I could take the tube, or I could just do this already, and just like that we're here at Leytonstone. Now it's just this little section now from Leytonstone over to Wanstead, and that's it. 3, 2, 1. Right. So it feels really weird where you run a long distance, walk for like a couple of kilometers to get back here, and then to run again. My legs are like, what are you doing? So as we're running this final section of the central line, I'm just taking just a sentimental moment to reflect on running the central line. There were many highlights, there were some lowlights, but overall, like, this bit right now feels like a victory lap in a weird sense. And I know that it's just one line that's been done so far, but it's just such a weird, such a strange feeling. I don't really know how to explain it. So the reason why I had them as 2 separate routes and not amalgamate them into one run is because I want for this to be inclusive for everyone, and not just for people that can do medium to long distances. I like to keep my content as inclusive as possible. I know I do mostly long distance, however, not everybody does. and I just want to show people that you don't have to be a certain type of runner to do this. Runderground is for everyone. It's a way to keep our body and our mind active. I want for this challenge to be motivation and inspiration. Oops, sorry there. Thank you. Long story short, have an adventure. Alright, I'm going the wrong way. Oh, sorry, I didn't say Wanstead. 2 kilometres. It took about 14 minutes and 34 seconds.
I ran the Central line. I just want to take a moment to say that out loud, because to me it sounds weird and saying. Anyhow, reflecting on the 2 routes that we covered today, let's talk about these routes. So first of all, we're going to cover the section from White City to Snaresbrook. Now, total on-screen distance is here somewhere. There was actually someone that had asked for me to do the elevation, so that is also going to be something that I'll implement. So total elevation will also be on screen. Now, with the type of terrain, this is mostly tarmac. The only bit that was on grass was not even like the 100 metres between Leytonstone to Snaresbrook. Road shoes, absolutely. You do not need a hybrid shoe. If you try any other shoe, what are you doing? As this route goes through central London, there are many amenities, so you are totally fine. The only bit where it does get a little bit difficult was maybe the section from Stratford to Leyton and up to Leytonstone. Other than the tube station itself, I didn't really see that much in between. Now finally, with the difficulty, because it was over 20 kilometres, we know that it is going to be an expert run. However, if you do decide to participate in this route, you might have noticed that I did colour code the route. Now normally I tend to do it as a total number of kilometres remaining. However, while I was editing, I thought that it just doesn't make sense. You see, if you are interested in doing this route, to me it makes sense to cover the distance that has elapsed so far, rather than talking about the total distance that's remaining. Now for the second section, so from Leytonstone up to Wanstead. Now this is a very short section, so total on-screen distance and elevation is on screen. Type of terrain, this was actually mostly trail. Quite honestly, it was pretty universal, so you choose whatever shoe you like, just not sandals. But they're not running shoes. Other than around the station itself, there's not really that much in between, but given that it's just about 2 kilometres, I think that you should be okay. And finally, with the difficulty, this is an easy run. Where does this place in comparison to other lines? Well, I haven't ran other lines as of yet, so there's not really going to be much to compare. However, as time does go on, it's going to be very interesting to see what sort of things we encounter. However, I am going to have 2 charts in total. So one of them is going to be total distance overall. And then we're also going to look at the average distance between stations and see where that also fits in comparison overall. That gives us a grand total of 93.62 kilometres. What the that's mad. And then finally we're going to take that total distance, and then we'll divide that by the number of stations on the central line. So there are 49 stations in total. It's an average of 1.91 kilometres. It's pretty fascinating. Like, it's mad. Absolutely bonkers. Yeah, that's it for the central line. Mad. Thank you so much for tuning into Runderground. If this is the type of content that you are interested in seeing more often, do make sure that you subscribe, and that we shall catch up with each other next time.